Alrighty, okay. Let's get this show firmly placed on the old road. Bonjour, 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 monsieurs and madames. Madames and monsieurs. And don't know what French for other is, but you're all welcome here. Hello. And chins. Yeah, that too. Just human, not human, just sentient chins. They're also welcome. That falls under other. So, hello, people who are appearing. Nice to see you. After spending a day just doing all sorts of organisational stuff, am going to have a stream with you all. And then I will eventually be going back to the BBC Parliament channel to watch an exciting vote. Now, for those who don't know, and I'm afraid also for those who aren't interested, this is a vote that will decide whether Parliament, which can make the laws in our country because it's the sovereign thing, it can decide what it wants to do, and that is the law, will take charge of what happens tomorrow or not. And that will lead to many different important things. So that's going to be exciting. Like a very sort of intellectual, politic-y, live result announcement. Because it will be the result of a vote. No, don't spam chin, spam democracy. Or something like that. Anyway, that's what that is, and this is filling out the Sweet XP missions. I completely missed out on my missions yesterday, and I'm going to make sure I get these ones done. So that is my plan. Hopefully, I'm gonna go for it. I'm glad. Thanks. I wasn't actually thinking you'd spam democracy, but it's good. Democratic spam, best kind of spam. Right, one more XP reward stage then. And we only got 2 minutes left, so good timing. Hello, Ian Dean. Thank you for your $2. Love you, Reggit. Finally catching a stream. Love you too. Thank you for your $2. And I hope you enjoy the stream. Tar for that. Kicking off the part A with some $2. Hurrah. Yeah, it's good to have a bit of democracy. People in my Discord server would tell me there is none because I'm an awful dictator, which is actually partly true. I'd like to think the awful part isn't true, though. Anyway, right. Ironically, actually, the people in the server voted to take out the democratic part of it. So, discuss. Anyway, this was just a little stab at me writing a huge paragraph in response to people being very unhappy with, I don't know, everything. Communism. Oh, right, okay. I've sent Gamatoto off. So next, arguably, is Cat Fruit Reward, unless there are any ticket stages are about. Because I have sold some cat fruit to make space. And I'm actually going to be doing the first one of this. Reason being that actually I have enough purple cat fruit. I'm just going to get like another seed, I think. That'll be alright. Fat chinism. Oh, good puns, good puns. I'm liking it. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna expand on my little jab after this. Hey, just wanted to say that you brought me back to Battle Cats and I love it. PS also love your voice and attitude at the time doing marathon new vids. Keep it up. God, that is a comment of joy. Thank you for that. That was a nice read. Tar for that. And tar for this. Hark, pause immediately or spam and leave it to it. Jacob Rivera, thank you very much. $5. Buy a Chinfinitely Cool Cat. Much love. Aha. That is known as probably a categorical grant. Money given with an intention. Well, I will certainly be a lot more swayed towards getting one of those units. Thank you for your money. Though $5 actually won't make all of its way to me, because YouTube and other third parties taken disgustingly pretty much huge cut of super chats. But thank you for the money you gave, and less thanks to the people who take most of it. I'll certainly look towards possibly getting a unit then, if that's what you want me to spend that on. But yes, that was a paragraph of wonder. See, people are desperately giving me money to stop me talking about how I am an awful dictator in my Discord server. Chinthedral. Nice. But basically, the complaint seems to be that I'm terrible, and I think actually it's because I haven't set out that I sort of am the Discord server's owner, and everything that happens on it I want to be a thing that I would like, because that's why I've got it there. Otherwise I'd just be a member of someone else's server and to, you know, conform to their system of doing it. And I guess what I tried to do mostly was, I like involving people. Other people come up with brilliant ideas. Is pluralist, is fantastic. You just find out about what might make the world better because you've listened to someone else's probably very educated point of view and the brilliant ideas they have. But introducing those sort of ideas, it seems, has made it unclear that ultimately I have the final say, and then that annoys people that I actually do have the final say. So, I don't know, maybe I should have been more clear about that, and that I'm very happy to hear what other people have to say, but I also am well within my rights to ignore them. Which I like to think makes me a benevolent dictator. Listening to people, also putting in things which are good ideas in my view, and not ruining people's experience, at least I like to think, but it is still my ultimate decision to make. Right, how are we doing for energy and for missions? Because I can't, count to 3. I think we've done 2, haven't we? I think that's what we've done. Yes. Yes, we have. Can't even look at the right thing. Let's claim Chaparral Planet ticket. Hurrah. And Kung Fu Cat. Hurrah. Right, one more cat fruit stage then. Oh! Jacob again! That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Another $5 from you. Very kind of you. Thank you, Jacob. Lovely. Right. How's your bank thing doing? Is it all good? The bank complaint I had is sorted out in of itself. But unfortunately, they are quite a bad bank, it seems. They just keep sending me such pointless letters, and I love receiving letters, right? But I am thinking of making them paperless, just to, not offend the paper that their letters are written on, because really, I get so many pointless letters from them now. But the problem that there has been sorted out, but not in a we've addressed your complaint kind of way, just what was supposed to happen eventually did happen. Awaiting any form of correspondence from them about the complaint, and nothing as of yet. I mean, I complain a lot. You probably know that I complain a lot. But I reciprocate that and allow anyone to complain to me a lot. If there's something you want changed or something you weren't happy about, or what I said or did. That's another thing with the Discord server. I definitely let people complain. It's just, again, I think I might not have made it clear enough that they might not necessarily get their way because it's my server and my way takes precedence. But if it's something I don't care about and someone else wants it, we'll happily implement it because that will make them happier. Anyway. Luckily, it's a sort of very internal fight, which I've now actually externalised, which I'd tell myself off for doing, but I'm not going to name specifics of it, but yeah, anyway. Breathe. Right. Okay. So, missions-wise, which I'm going to have to look at again because I seem to have a very short memory at the moment, is just them. No, it's all of them. What am I talking about? But it's Gamatoto. There are no cat ticket reward stages on at the moment, which makes me think that perhaps it is not especially worth it to replenish my energy. We might just do an ad for energy. What's the Discord? It's not in this description at the moment because YouTube reset all those settings, which luckily started notifying you all. Hurrah. But if you go to the most recent video, like the chin one, for example, it will be in the bottom of that description. And it is the Land O Spoon, which actually has far more members than I thought it did. Quite a big old server. I mean, the fact that I don't see much going on in it probably can credit to it being dead, as people say, which is, again, my fault for being a dictator. So, but for reference, like, sarcastically stating what people don't like about what you've done does kind of help allay it, but there's often value in people's criticisms of you, but I have addressed them already in my paragraph to them, and I'm still annoyed, so that's why I'm satirising it now. Can you do Dead on debut? I did briefly think about that, and yes, but yes, here's the reason why I wasn't going to do it, was because if I go for it, I will probably get advice, and advice is great. As I've just been saying, it's nice to hear what people think you could do, because very often other people will have thought of something you haven't thought of and will improve your life if you implement it. But then that loses the all by myself element that doing a video on it from scratch would have. So that is my issue. I did think about it before I went for it. Went for starting the stream. Obviously didn't go for it, so that was bad wording. But right. Oh no, that's Little Titan. What are you on? So it's just the Crazy Cat, no Crazy Vessel. I was just thinking about reciprocating this on the beginner account to work on some things, but I could just make sure we do Growing Purple one more time with the energy recovery, and then we could switch over to beginner account. Who knows how that will go? It will probably crash OBS and decide that it will be an entirely different stream. And then we could start working on the moon, because that's something we need to do. You think about what you would like to do next, considering my hesitance for Dead on Encore, and I will put my VPN on and watch this ad for energy. First stream I watched by you. Well, I hope you will enjoy it. So far, I've spoken in more complete sentences than I usually do. So, I don't know. I should be somewhere between I hope you appreciate that and don't expect that always, because I'm actually not a very good streamer, in truth. But I still like streaming. Like talking to you all. The VPN server did not respond. Well, good for you. Could you respond? That would be nice. I mean, thanks for telling me it doesn't work, but can we find a solution to it not working? There certainly seem to be issues, which is quite bad. VPN, energy what? Energy recovery ad gives you 20%, I think? Yeah, 20% of your maximum energy, and we need to use VPN because GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, for some reason stops ads for cat food and energy working in this game. Unfortunately, my VPN don't work, mate, which is actually really quite bad. Ah, right. No, apparently we're connected now. I bet we're not. Let's see if this works. What VPN do you use? David recommended me Windscribe. I always say oh, it's working, good. I always say David recommended me because I'm not technical. I had no idea what a VPN was, and actually knowing it means virtual private network actually means nothing to me at all. But I know what it does, and I feel like that's the most important thing. And I say David recommended it because that's the only reason I got it. Not saying David's advice is bad, it's almost invariably always good, but I'm saying it from the point of view that I cannot give reputable advice on VPNs myself because I don't know about them. Same with malware stuff. Malwarebytes, David recommended to me. That's been quite good, but again, not something I can recommend myself because I had no idea and relied on David to recommend it for me. So I guess it's just sort of credit where it's due sort of thing. Chad Fish Fruit, thank you for your US 0.99. Add a 1 to that, change it to a pound sign, and you got a Big Mac and fries. It was a really tenuous connection, but thank you for your 99 cents. I bet as soon as I try and take a screenshot of this, the chat will move up. I'm going for it. I've done it. Right, okay, good. Slow chat, managed it. Because usually I have to scroll up slightly to keep the chat static so I can take the screenshot. If it's at the bottom and I try and take a screenshot, the chat might update, moving it up and out my screenshot range. First world problems, but luckily we managed to get the screenshot in there. I do screenshot every super chat. It's in a folder called Super Chats because we're going to value those Super Chats because people are giving their money and that's very kind. It's a bit rude. You were nice to me before, weren't you? Well, that was a nice dose of irony. Otherwise, that's just quite rude. You aren't worth the 1 penny. Oh, what, to complete it? You don't mean like generally? See, this is me interpreting everything as worse than it's actually said. Which is why, actually, I tend to preface me going, you what, with, I may have misinterpreted you, but you what? Which seems to work a little bit better. Because I always do interpret everyone as hating me. Some people do. But more often than not, I assume they do when they actually don't. And they didn't mean even remotely what I thought they meant. So now I preface it, so that tends to work. Why'd you have 55k subs but only 40 people watching your stream? Yeah, thank you. Well, because there'll be people who have subscribed but have lost interest and forgotten to unsubscribe. There'll be people who aren't around to watch the stream. There'll be people who weren't interested by the subject of the stream. There'll be people who don't want me to stream. There'll be empty subscribers, right? Just loads of them. That was my first point, but loads of them. And I don't know, time long in the past we did one stream which was the live roll of the Neckalugas and we had 500 viewers concurrently. Imagine that. 10th of that now, but I'm glad that every one of you is here. It is heartbreaking, yes, but I mean, if eventually I can live off this and can interact with people and make them happy, I guess it doesn't matter how many of them there are. It'd always be nice to have more, yes, but as long as I can make a living out of it eventually, that's my ultimate goal. But who knows? Are you quoting that as like what you think people generally say or what you're saying? Because if it's what you're saying, I can address it, but if it's what other people are saying, I can just sort of ignore it and move on. Because they're not there to be addressed. They got no clothes on! Addressed? That was quite bad. Right. And that's at risk of being taken out of context. Which is our no for today. Me being a terrible person. Which occasionally happens, doesn't it? I don't mean me occasionally being a terrible person, though that is probably also true. I mean in the sense that occasionally you have kind of, oh, Reg, it's awful, phases. And I don't think it's actually got to that point, but I don't know, I sometimes feel like it has, which is again the me interpreting things as worse than they are. Which is the not great part of pessimism. I still would advocate pessimism, certainly, and I think that's more to do with my natural mindset than be more optimistic. Some people are optimistic, some aren't. But yeah, that's our no for today. Being a terrible person. If you weren't familiar with the mini tradition I have now, is to dedicate No 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 in the Fat Rat playlist to a certain thing each time. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Right, okay. I forgot to look at what people had decided. Do you feel comfortable sharing your real name? Absolutely not, but who knows, one day I might slip up and you'll know anyway. I'd hope, however, that you wouldn't do anything with that or make any effort to remember it. I've come across people's real names where they probably didn't intend to give them out, and I just try and ignore them wherever possible and not, point it out to them. Like, I'm sure Chawsey wouldn't mind, but he shared a thing with me on Google Drive that had his full name on it, but I'm sure actually he's probably said it at some point. But I wouldn't say it now, and I thought, well, that, whether it's a slip-up or not, I'm not going to say anything about it, and I'd hope that would be the attitude that everyone else would take. So... Mashay just uploaded Battle Cats. Well, that is great. Hurrah. Yes, so what I was angling onto, not really segued from before, but I was saying about it and then I just sort of ignored myself. Yep, correct. So I think I'd rather do Dead by Encore in a video, or record it. I say do, try, probably a better term. But could you please let me know what you'd like me to... Do you like the idea of us switching over to the beginner account at risk of OBS crashing again, which it seems to do at the moment, and YouTube then deciding that it's bored and wants to start a different stream? Can you sing the Mola Mola song as well? Yeah. Hang on. We'll pause Fat Rat. Mola 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 bum 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 ba da ba dum bum 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 ba da ba dum Mola Mama Mola King. Oh, it's dead. Roughly like that? Something like that, anyway. Thank you for that compliment. Lovely. I'm not doing ASMR though. Mola Mola, I feel like I could have expanded it a bit more when it came back, but it's decent fun. Just like this. If this is expanded, this would be my second favourite collab. It's Chins. Love Chins. Anyway, so, what have we got people saying? Okay. Yes, please. Oh no. Yeah. Chin. Oh, flippin' sake. We could do more Shekarel Planet. Though, if I am going to buy a unit, as was asked of me within a donation, I would like to keep that for then, because it seems there'll be nothing more in the collab, and it's one of the little tiny ones, like Betacuma or Mentori, each of which have their merits. Mentori, possibly fewer of them. But, okay, then. Are you still on Amino? I am. And they're still in contact with me, but now I've got to make my money through their stories. So I'm going to turn the Fat Rat back on. It's very eerie silence. I've got to make money through their stories thing instead. Problem is, I don't have enough of daily active followers. You may have seen the term in the comments they needed me to pin for the contract. To earn anything. It's a threshold to begin earning anything from the stories. So actually, they are earning me absolutely nothing, and so it might not be a useful venture. I might do one more experiment with seeing if I earn something or nothing, and if it's nothing again, I might tell them that and say, well, unless this changes, there's sort of very little point in it. I also emailed Amino asking them to stop putting in everywhere in their app about telling people to put notifications on, because I feel it's sort of deeply childish of the app and kind of quite imposing and not great. but I'm not sure anything will be done about that. But it's nice to, as I say, is one of my mottos, recommend the change you want to see in the world. Which, to go back to the Discord server thing, is why we have a suggestions channel. Because suggestions, sometimes you're like, wow, I never thought of that. That's brilliant. That can improve all of our lives. But then people start to complain when I implement my own thing because I want it. It's not a full democracy. It is a dictatorship, I'm afraid. But that's just sort of what happens when you have your own Discord server. And again, I should be more clear about that. Right. Yeah. Thank you for telling me all. I don't know what to say, really, about Matt uploading. I haven't spoken to Matt in ages. And today is dedicated to watching a bit of parliamentary procedure. Oh, Ken Clark's on. He knows a lot about procedure, and he's a father of the house, which means he's the oldest. I think that means he's the oldest MP. He's been knocking about for ages, and he knows his stuff. Anyway, I guess then, after all that, what might be next might destroy this stream. But at least we'll be able to do a bit beginner account. Don't know why I said it like that. Just check one more time. There isn't anything we need. Nope. And as we don't have to do Stories Legend stages, I'm going to send a Toto off to do Breaker Blast because it can't do the other one. And wrong button usage. 24 minutes. We can check back and get Gamatoto on his way. Right. What are you using to play your music? Oh, is it because it's bad quality? Yeah, sorry about that. The thing is, right, I have no idea how people do it with like the music going directly to their viewers, but they can hear it as well. Not a clue. It must be possible, but I still don't think it is possible. So if that question is based on the fact that the audio quality isn't very good, it's coming out of a speaker, which are by my monitor, my two speakers, but it's coming out of one of them, and my microphone is facing directly into it, and I am to the side of that microphone. So, yeah, I have no idea how to do it, but answers on a postcard in the stream comments when it's an archive or whatever, if you know how to do that. I have headphones, I have a Blue Yeti microphone, and a computer with a USB and headphone slot. The speakers are connected in through the headphone slot. Hope that's enough information if you know how to do the thing. The quality is fine. Oh, good. Hurrah! Right. Have you thought about doing song requests? It would be nice, wouldn't it, for the viewers? But from a selfish point of view, that's a lot of effort to search around for the songs. And then if it's a song I don't know, I get all on edge, like, oh, they recommending some ear rape song to me, like that. And so my sort of terrible person, again, mistrusting side, doesn't like to do it. And I like my playlists. I hope you like them too. Anyway, let's see if we can switch over without the stream being stopped. But in case it is, and OBS quits, bye. Thanks for coming along. This may be the last you hear of me in this stream.